Hello, everybody, and welcome to the new Bat Friends Adventures, episode number 105. I'm your host, Chris, alongside the world champion, Joe. What's up, Joe?
I'm much better now that I take weekends off from social media. Thank you.
Forgot you were doing that.
I have noticed a marked improvement. Like, I look forward. Now, mind you, some of that, in all of this, I realize that I am an adult and I am accountable for my own actions. And so that if I need to really restrict my usage because it's annoying me, I can and will do that. But at the same time, structuring it in a ritualistic way of, no, I will find other things to do on the weekend is good. Because it's also what I find, like last weekend I worked Saturday and I wanted to check Facebook because it's just something mindless for me to do.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm at home, I can force myself to, no, there's things to do. There's things to do. Dishes, chores, whatever. Other projects. I can't do that when I'm at work. When I'm at work, I'm at work. What am I going to do? So I guess the reason I bring that up is because I have nothing else interesting to say right now.
Well, I'll say, I somewhat enjoyed this episode.
There's one thing that really bothered me. And we can save it for when we're actually into the episode.
Yeah. But it did. I somewhat enjoyed this episode.
It's not a bad idea.
So
I like the idea.
We'll talk about some more positive things in this episode. And then it'll be like 5 more episodes of just us hating. And then maybe we can get to a good show.
Maybe.
Of course, we got to do Superman first. But we're going to watch episode 19 of the new Batman Adventures titled Legends of the Dark Knight. The story is by Robert Goodman and Bruce Timm, and it doesn't say, but I mean, it's also Frank Miller and Bill Finger.
True.
And then written by Bruce Timm and directed by Dan Riba. So, I like the setup of like, because they did this in like a animated movie.
Yes,
I think it was
Gotham
Knights.
Gotham Knights. I think I still own it.
Yeah. Whereas people talking about the legend of the Dark Knight.
And I think one of them is actually like kids talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do like it in the sense that it treats Batman as myth. And I think that some of the best Batman stories are the ones in which Batman barely appears.
Mm-hmm.
Because it reinforces Batman as an urban legend, as a myth, as a, the whole point of the get up to strike fear into the hearts of criminals because they are cowardly and superstitious lot.
It's also, you put Carrie Kelly in anything and I'm down.
That annoyed me because I go, that's fucking Carrie Kelly and she doesn't exist in this continuity. It was cute that she's basically telling the story where she's Robin because she's a kid.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's fucking Carrie Kelly. So the thing that annoys me about this episode is they use different voice actors for Batman and Joker.
Yeah.
It just bothered me. I understand why it was done.
But why not give your cast the chance to try it?
Right.
Or maybe they did and they just didn't do a good job.
That's all. You're fair. That's right. That's true. That's definitely fair. Because at first I'm like, what? And I'm like, this is actually like that art style.
So there was a time during New 52 when there was like the talk that they're going to bring Carrie Kelly into continuity. And they did. And as usual, DC Comics, they did a really shitty job of it. So they advertised an issue as this is Carrie Kelly in the Robin outfit in continuity. And so I went out and bought it because I'm a big Carrie Kelly fan. I wanted to see where it was going.
Okay.
It's literally like they go to if my memory serves, they go to a Halloween party that Carrie Kelly is holding. And I don't remember how they got to her being a thing.
Right.
And she dresses up as Robin for Halloween. And I'm just like, really? This is your big fucking reveal for Carrie Kelly?
That's why I don't like...
never bring her back.
That's why I don't like fan service. Not because fan service in and of itself is a bad thing, but because that's a lot of times what it ends up being, because you're putting the service before the story.
Yeah.
And, like, there's way, like, you could have done it to where it was good, or you could have just not, like, Carrie Kelly's from an alternate reality, an alternate future. That's what she is. If you want to do a multiverse story, fine, that's a way to bring her in. Go nuts. See, I don't even mind the lines, and I don't, because it's also, not only is it a riff on the art style of the comics, it's also, especially when they get in the fights, it's a riff on the intro to the 60s Batman.
Yeah. It's a riff on classic Batman stuff all around, because it's even like, it doesn't look like the old cartoons, but it's meant to be how you remember the old cartoons looking.
Yeah. Well, like, especially with, like, the spotlights, that's how the 40s books were drawn for emphasis and what have you.
And it's just like it's a goofy premise for Joker. He's not really trying to kill anybody or do anything crazy.
Which is part of why this I love, because this is Batman Brave and the Bold. But that's why I know why they did it, but I hate the famous line from Pagliacci. Shut up. I wish they'd let Mark Hamill try to be Joker.
Yeah.
You know, I wish they'd let Kevin Conroy, and that comes up too, because I wonder about something else that I didn't look into, because I try not to do too much work for the show.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. But, I wish they'd let Kevin Conroy be Batman. Having a different Robin, I get that. That's fine, because Dick's Nightwing, having Tim do that voice wouldn't really make sense. That's fine. I'll give you that.
I'm cool with what you're saying there. I know. Because I'm actually we're gonna look things up in the middle of the podcast, everybody. I'm wondering who did the voice.
I think I looked in the credits. I don't think I wrote it down.
No, they did the Dark Knight Returns movie.
What?
The cartoon movie.
You're saying the voice actor?
Yeah, so I'm wondering if Kevin Conroy got the chance then to do it. He didn't. It's Peter Weller. Okay. Michael Keaton's in that. What the hell? I'm not gonna go down that article.
There you go.
But no, I was,
we should do one episode of just looking things up on the podcast, just see what happens.
So even when they went back to some of these, they didn't give them the shot.
Right. So that's why I say, like, this is their show. Why not give them the chance? But who am I?
It'll be interesting to find out. I mean, we're not going to, but it'll be interesting.
I'm just a jamoke on a podcast.
I like this too.
This I'm fine with, because it's a giant
fun.
piano.
Yeah.
Like, it makes no goddamn sense. That's fine. This is just ridiculous over the top. This does make me think of Music Meister, though, from Brave and Bold. Was it Music Meister? Or Master, or whatever. But yeah. Speaking
of Brave and the Bold, so Derek did his little digital first Batman thing.
Yeah.
And he brought back Gentleman Ghosts.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Derek's a good egg. So, speaking of Valiant, when I was going through my books, I found Man of the Atom mini by Warren and Derek Robertson. By Warren Ellis and Derek Robertson.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I went, oh, that's right, they did this. Yeah, we're going to keep this.
You want to issue a Space Beaver #1?
No.
It's pretty bad.
I saw him posting about that on Twitter, though. And it makes me laugh because one of the first books that Sim did before Cerebus was a fucking beaver book. Wasn't Space Beaver, but it was like the Beaver family or some shit. Good thing we thought to wear our earplugs, Batman. Then how the hell did you hear each other this whole time? That's the thing I thought of too. I'm like, it's this fucking dumb thing. Yeah, that's tremendous.
I love that.
That's just tremendous.
Just the goofiness of it.
So here's the thing, though. Sometimes when I look at, like, you know, and I know they're aping the style, but I'm like, I really could have been a successful comic artist in the 40s. Because, like, doing the way they do noses and stuff, I'm like, I can draw that, and I do draw that, and I enjoy drawing that. But, like, it was acceptable back then. Now it's like, that's not how people's noses look. And then the Joker was deaf. I don't actually... Humongous flute is tremendous. I don't give any realism in this part any kind of credence, because the whole point is that it's a kid recounting a story his uncle told him.
Well, that, and I'm just transformed back to, like, this is just a fucking 60s.
But I do love, do you notice that, where, like, he slides in? His head slides into shot? Whole story's bogus. Your uncle was half asleep half the time. The fuck, guys? Thought we were telling stories. So here's one of my favorite parts that I think is hilarious. All those muscles, the tight rubber armor, and that flashy car. Yeah, sure, Joel. Do you realize who that character is?
No.
Joel Schumacher.
Oh.
Because this was after Batman Returns and Batman and Robin. And Schumacher is famously gay, so he's all playing with the feather boa. I'm like, that is such a deep cut that it is fucking hilarious. And he's technically, I didn't notice it the first time, I just noticed them calling him Joel. The sign above him says Shoemaker instead of Schumacher. But I'm like, okay, Bruce, Tim, we get it. Batman's really old. So yeah, that's what annoyed me about this, is just literally like, no, like, this is just you putting yourself as Robin. Which is fine.
My only issue with this is the voices for the fucking Cyclops gang.
I didn't mind the mutant gang. I didn't mind the mutant gang voices. I will tell you what struck me about this fucking part. Though I think I've told you, in my old age, I don't enjoy the DKR verse. Like, there was a point in my life where I'm like, yeah, it's really good. Now I'm just like, well, okay, I get it. Gritty.
That first one still stands up as...
Do the close-up, do the close-up, do the close-up, do the close-up. Come on. That I thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm fine with that. Because that's hilarious. Fucking mutant nipples. Those goddamn fucking mutant nipples.
They're so pointy.
And that's how Miller drew them. And I'm just like, really?
No, the original DK is important and great, and I love it. And I'll continue to read stuff that Miller's done past that. It's never reached that pinnacle, though. Not even close. Even DK3 is the closest we got, and that's not even...
The issue I have with DK mostly is the same issue I have with what Watchmen did. Too many other people tried to ape it. I'm not even talking about Frank. I'm talking about other people.
Yeah, I know.
Tried to ape it and just...
But...
It's not his fault. It's just...
Yeah, and to me it's just, okay, a lot of people did try to ape it.
Rubber bullets, honest.
Yeah. But nobody came close to doing it.
I know.
So... Because even, like, people shit on DK2, and I'm just like, DK2 is not great, but it's nowhere near as bad as people say it is.
But it's just one of those things where it's not DKR.
Yeah. And it kind of fell victim to a moment in time.
Yeah. Well, as Yambar said, Miller inked it with a rusty soup can lid. That's what he said once. I think he was introducing Miller or something, too. Oh, he's giving a speech. It was... Oh... The other thing that did, to your point about credits, what bothered me is, like, the dialogue in this is straight out of fucking DKR.
Yeah.
And to not credit at all.
I think they do at the end here.
Maybe they do.
It just bugged me they didn't do it at the beginning.
Yeah.
Or at least for each section, maybe do the...
Or whatever, yeah. This fucking pointy mutant
nipples. Because I forget who I was listening to.
Fucking mutant nipples.
But they were talking about the creator of... Dexter's Lab.
Okay.
And he famously basically ripped off... It was Dan Slott, that's who it was. He famously... That told the story.
Yeah.
The creator of Dexter's Lab famously ripped off like old comics, specifically old Marvel comics.
Okay.
And did like twisted them to make it fit for Dexter's Lab, but never gave credit.
Yeah. Well, they're just comics.
So a lot of people are like, who grew up of Slot's age, watched it, were like, these are great, these are awesome. Oh, that's because these are just the comics I read and you ripped them off.
Yeah. Well, that's funny. I was actually... Hold on. Because... you think this is a mud pit? This is an operating table. And that's why I kind of got taken out of this section. Because it's there, where it's like, I know what he's going to say next. There is no suspense in this moment for me.
Yeah.
But that, that's also me and blah, blah, blah. If I watched it as a kid, it probably would have impacted me differently.
I
would have seen this first and then read DKR.
I enjoyed watching this sequence, but it's... The 2-part movie they did was better, and even that doesn't compare to the...
Right.
Because it doesn't do the...
It's an imitation of an imitation of an imitation, ultimately.
And also, it doesn't do what... My favorite part of that first issue, which is that inner monologue of him...
This did crack me up, though. I love this. I love the bit.
My name is Rob. My name is Don.
I love that. I was going to say something else, and I don't remember now. But yeah. This isn't a trash heap, that's right. It's an operating table.
Yeah, that's weird.
And that's what Batman's really like.
No.
I mean, I do. I like. So I was watching a video about X-Men the Animated Series, and they were talking about just shit. And the writers for that show, like the actual writing crew, because it was just a pair. It was actually a husband and wife team. When they got contracted to do it, they'd never read any X-Men books in their life. They didn't know who the X-Men were, and they used the X-Men Encyclopedia or the X-Men Marvel Encyclopedia from 1989. To do most of the stories, which is, I'm like, that's why it's the Claremont show. Mm-hmm. And then they talk about, like, the producers, 2 of the producers were actually big X-Men fans, and so they informed them. But it just made me laugh. I'd be like, okay, it's hilarious. So here's the other thing that offends me about this episode. Firefly gets 2 fucking episodes? Fucking Firefly? Fucking trash.
You do have to take him...
Trash!
You do have to take him down 3 times in Arkham City, so... To be fair.
That's why that game sucks.
Hold your tongue, sir.
I never played Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight's just okay.
But I think I have it digitally.
What's hilarious...
Whatever, gate deal or whatever.
What's hilarious about that is that they couldn't really... They didn't do the... people, so they would like dive out of the way of the Batmobile.
Yeah.
So you'll flat out run people over. But in the continuity of the universe,
you told me this, I think. Go ahead.
He has like rubber or some weird like thing on his,
so it doesn't kill them.
So it doesn't kill them. It just incapacitates them. It's just like, no, I'm Batman. I'm running motherfuckers over. And that's a game that it falls victim to being a sequel.
Right.
Because they had to introduce the new Hook, which was the Batmobile.
Right.
So then what is, like, you have to do 2 or 3 missions where it's Batmobile when it wasn't necessary.
Right.
And then you got the Bat Tank. Yes.
I know.
It's an okay game, though. But
it's one of those... It's fucking lightsaber. That made me laugh, too, when I watched this originally. It's a goddamn lightsaber. George Lucas gonna sue somebody. I don't think I paid attention the first time. I don't think I saw that. Because I would have started dying laughing. Oh, that's the other thing I gotta show you off air. Because I hope you will appreciate it as much as I do. But just... Yeah, kids, this is why you don't run in after a supervillain. So saith the bat.
All right, let's all hesitate as we walk out this building. That's
Man, he's cool.
Fire.
Yeah. If you have legs and are flammable, you are never blocking a fire exit. Ted Dan, you ain't got no legs. That Bullock shows up. Like, why is it always Bullock? Let him.
That was a good let him.
Yeah, you get right on that.
We go see if I can find a refrigerator around here.
I was just gonna say, what if they left any snacks? Hey, you got that pizza in the trunk? We'll throw it on the fire and let it cook. He also had that foam thing.
No, he's not human.
So here's the other thing I find kind of odd. In general. They can do what they want. It's not a problem. I just found it odd. There's 3 kids. They only tell 2 stories.
Yeah.
Nope. You want me to rewind it?
Rewind that.
Because I think I did this originally, too. Oh, yeah. Michael Ironside is 80s Batman. Is Frank Miller Batman.
Okay.
Gary Owens, I don't remember.
So then I think it's the next pen.
Yeah, it's this one. Oh, there we go. Michael McKean was 50s Joker, that's right.
No, I was looking for Philip Van Dyke as Joe.
Robert Costanza.
I'm looking for the part where they give credit to the creators, because I'm pretty sure.
I don't think so.
I thought they did.
Oh.
That makes me even more mad then.
Yeah.
Because I was at least giving them credit for the ending, but that makes me mad.
Yeah, I think they did.
Just silly funny
That's
books.
right. I did actually look up the voice actors the first time. And I was like, oh yeah, Michael McKean, Michael Ironside. Gary Owens, I still don't know. I think I looked him up, but yeah. 3 kids, 2 stories, it's odd. The Schumacher thing was cute, but it's like, I didn't know if it was supposed to be just a tip of the hat, or if it was like a middle finger, but whatever. It's just whatever, Joel. That cracked me up. Just but yeah, I mean, it's not certainly.
It's not
one of the worst. Certainly not.
It's not like actually for this series it might be the pinnacle, but it's not the pinnacle of Batman. But it's enjoyable.
You know what? You say that. Look at some episodes. I was like, I don't know.
Those are pretty bad ones.
There are.
I mean, there was Cult of the Cat.
Oh, fucking
critters.
Why is there a midget? An Irish midget? What the fuck?
I did enjoy Joker's Millions. I know you didn't.
I didn't. I do. Sometimes my notes are better than these shows. Enjoy your frozen pimp.
Yeah, I think this is...
So far.
I mean, for me, it's that and Joker's Millions. And then, trust me, nothing coming up is going to be...
Wow. We haven't reached the end of the series. I'm giving it credit for the things we haven't watched yet. But I'm probably wrong.
So, speaking of being wrong, where people find you on the internet?
Being right all the time, it's hard. JoePank.com, JoePanc.com. All kinds of fun things. You can even subscribe to my other podcast there. You can follow me on Twitter at Cthulhu Holmes or Joe Pank. Both will get you there if you just type it into the search bar. You can go to Instagram, follow me at JoePank36. I post comic pictures. I'll probably be posting more treasures as I'm going through and liquidating portions of my life that I don't need anymore. And as always, if you want my other show uncut and unedited up to 3 days early, you can go to patreon.com/JoePank. I should set up a link of joepank.com/Patreon. Give me as little as $2 a month, and you can get that. You can hear me and Chris talking about... The fuck did we talk about? Wario and Waluigi.
Waluigi, the greatest creation of all time.
I don't know about that.
That's why I'm creating the Waluigi Friends podcast.
We just play sports games? And, your comics people, probably, hopefully, potentially, go to clicksnexus.com. Check that out. Look at things. And on joepank.com, there are details about the Yambar Memorial Scholarship. So go check that out and give until it hurts, then have a refractory period, then give some more.
You can find me at Fortress Chris on Twitter. Everybody check out my new show, Club Valiant, on podcast services all around the world and at youtube.com/IFLC. And check out Fortress Comic News Podcast, where, if my timing is correct, we just had Colin Bunn on the show. And he's a good dude. You should check him out. And do all the 5 stars across the board. I don't know what Google Podcasts does, but you should hack it and make it do 5 stars.
Correct.
And, subscribe to the show as well. And share with a friend so that Joe can feel better about himself. Thank you all so much for listening. See you here next week.
Goddamn mutant nipples.